Water signs, what's going on? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Forgive us, sister. Allergies are in effect, so I'm gonna have to clear my throat a little something. But anyway, I wanted to do a love reading. See what's going on with you guys. All right, so let's just get into it. This is for my water signs: Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. All right, let's see what we got going on. What's going on with my water signs? What's the first card out? What's the energy? What's going on with the water signs? What's up with the water signs? What do they need to know? What are we going to talk about with them? One too many. I just need one to start off with, please. Water sign energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We get started with acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. So when this card comes out, this being the first card here, I feel like this is the aftermath. So for some of you, with Mercury retrograde going on, this could be a reflection back on what happened. For some of you, you could be at the tail end of a connection at this time and coming to the point of acceptance, with the lunar energies that we're dealing with here, especially with the Sagittarius solar lunar eclipse. That was a major major energy. That was like the full moon energy on steroids. A lunar eclipse. That's basically what it is. And with lunar eclipses basically being a full moon on steroids, full moons are all about removing energy and emotions and feelings that no longer serve you. So I feel like a lot of you are coming to the acceptance about a connection. This could be family. It could be good friends that you've been with for a long time. But this is, those are love relationships as well. Okay. So I feel like, just coming to the acceptance of things, accepting what it is in a situation, whether, you have to accept that things are just not going to change no matter what, and you had to step away, or accepting the fact that, no matter what you do, you guys are just not on the same page. You're just not going to resonate. I feel the energy of some people feeling like, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm not accepted, because we're dealing with acceptance. So maybe some of you have not, maybe some of you have been rejected. Okay. Or it's about, accepting what's best for you and knowing that, maybe this connection is not what's best for you. Okay. This could also be positive because it could be that, maybe love is coming towards you. Okay. And so maybe some of you maybe thought that you would never get with anybody again, or, maybe you're like, damn, all these, messed up love situations that I've been experiencing, whether with family, whether with intimate partners, or with, long-term friends. Here I am now again, after all of that pain, being introduced to somebody that, is what I needed. So had I not accepted those losses in the past, had I not accepted the fact that those people were fake friends, I would not have this, I would not be able to appreciate this real friend that came my way. Or had I not come to acceptance with the relationships and let go of those relationships that didn't work in the past, the intimate ones, maybe that would have never put me in a position where I met this person now. So it could mean a couple different things. What's the challenge here? What's the challenge for my water signs? We have integrity. So it says, does this situation align with your morals and values? So this is the challenge in a situation. So when we're talking about a challenge, we're talking about something that could be difficult, something that is a struggle. So what's going on right now is with Pluto. Pluto is in retrograde. Pluto is all about power and control issues. Power and control issues going on within you, and power and control issues going on outside of you. So with Pluto being in Capricorn, Capricorn deals with your morals and your values. Pluto is there in retrograde. So power and control issues in reference to morals and values. That's the challenge here. What is it that I'm willing to tolerate? What is it that I'm willing to accept, and what is it that I'm not willing to accept? Your morals and your values are your internal police. Okay? No, this is not what we're going to do. Yes, this is what I'm going to do. No, I won't accept this. Yes, I will accept this. It's about what you are willing to accept in a relationship and what you're not willing to accept. And having to actually look at that and deal with it. Whether it's, letting people outside of you know, hey, you know what? This is not what's for me, or you coming to terms with yourself with maybe you dealt with a situation for a period of time and they're like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. It's not working for me. I tried to do it that person's way. I tried to see their perspective. I tried to go along with their game plan, but I'm constantly at war with myself about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the challenge in the situation. So for some of you, you went through that challenge already. So because you're at the current situation here where the current energy is acceptance. So for some of you, you're going through this right now where you're battling with yourself and maybe outside forces. But most of you, you've already come to this because this could be in retrospect as well. We're dealing with Mercury retrograde. So let's see what your spirit guides, guardian angel, ancestors, higher self wanted you to keep in mind. Yeah, see, you were fighting with yourself. Okay, because your higher self was telling you, hey, slow this down. Sorry about the mess on the cards here, but moving on. So your higher self was telling you, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors, they were telling you, whoa, slow it down. Let me tell you how you know your ancestors and your higher self don't want you to have or be with this person or be around these people, whether they're family members, whether they're friends, or whether they're lovers. Your life will start falling apart. A lot of people will think, oh, well, somebody's doing black magic on me, somebody's doing witchcraft on me. You guys check out my video that I did when I went into my rant about black magic. The main 90%, I'm going to say it like this. I'll say 70% of the time, 75% of the time, it's your ancestors, your spirit guides, your higher self, taking things from you in your life, blocking every other area in your life because they want you to sit down and look at what's going on. They don't want you with a certain person, but you keep fighting for this person, right? It's like a tower moment. They have to bring a tower moment to you for you to understand that there's a problem here. So sometimes the boundaries are brought on by your ancestors and your spirit guides, all right? And they may stop everything in your life for you to sit down and say, well, damn, what is going on? My career, I'm not having good situations going on with that. I ain't got good situations going on with my friends. I ain't got good situations going on with my family. I'm not in a positive relationship. Why is every area of my life crumbling? Boundaries. That's the universe blocking you from success in every area of your life so you can stop and see where the problem is. Where are you unhappy at? Are you unhappy in your relationship? Are you unhappy at work? Why are you unhappy in all these places? Why are you not being successful? Why is your money messed up? 9 times out of 10, it's because it's the people you surround yourself with. That's how simple it is. Now it gets complex, of course, but the simple answer is the people you surround yourself with, the energy that you're involved with. If it's not the people you surround yourself with, it's your mindset. It's one or the other that blocks your blessings. This is something I had to learn. Every area of my life was screwed up, and I couldn't understand why until I stopped and had to sit down, where the universe had to sit me down on my ass. And I had to really examine what was going on, what was the heart of my, unhappiness. And so a lot of you, this is what it is your ancestors and your spirit guides saying, you don't acknowledge me. You don't pay homage. You don't come to me for help. That's what it is. That's basically what it is. Now, there are some people out there who be trying to do magic and things like that. And that, sometimes that's the 20, I would say maybe 15%. Some of you come from environments, or some of us, I should say, come from environments where there were generational curses that have to be broken, where you'd have to separate from family. Okay? And if you don't separate from family, then that brings your whole world down. All right? It's either a family member or friend or a lover. You know what I'm saying? That you're dealing with. So you got to look at the people you're dealing with. Right? So, where's your head at this time? Water signs, where's your head at? What are you thinking right now? Where's your head at with this situation? All right. That was too many cards. I was hoping that card wouldn't come out, and it came out. I'm like, no. Thank God it came out with something else. All right. So right now, a lot of you, you're focused on the children. That's the most important part for you right now. Whether you have children with this person that you separated from, or whether this people or persons that you separated from are family members, or whether they were friends of yours, whether this person is the mother or the father of your child, or whether, you guys were a blended family. Your concern at this point is the welfare of the children, which is an honorable thing to do, because that is what's most important. They didn't ask to be tied up in this situation, amongst the adults who are not able to get along for whatever reason. So now at this point, this is what the priority is, because you've already come to the acceptance that this situation doesn't align with your morals and values. So as a result, you have to set up boundaries with these people or with this person, and there are children involved. So it's like, okay, as far as I'm concerned, what's going on with me, boundaries. But now how do we co-parent? Or now how do we let the children still be incorporated into, do I even let my children associate with my family if I'm finding out that my family, those type of things run through your mind. And it's rough because the children don't have shit to do with it. The children could love auntie, they could love uncle, they could love grandpa, they could love grandpa. And grandpa, uncle, and auntie could love them just the same. But because the parent and auntie or uncle and grandpa are having beef, immediately the children have to be removed from the situation. Now, it is unfortunate that in some scenarios you can't trust your children with those family members, but in other situations that I've been in specifically, I know, it's just the parents are being petty. Well, if you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with my kids. I get that, but when it comes to family, in your heart of hearts that person's not going to hurt your kid. Why are you allowing your kid to suffer and not connect with that relative if it's just some petty shit? You know what I mean? Like that's terrible, because auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa, they're suffering too. The children are suffering. Auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa suffering. The family suffers. You know what I mean? So on one hand, I get it, because some of you is like, yeah, my kids will never be over there with that person. Now, is it because deep down you realize that person may hurt your children or may try to talk shit about you to your children and try to do some harm to your children? If so, then I understand. Because if they did harm to you like that, then yeah, I feel that. But if it's just a misunderstanding, some jealousy, some, family rivalry or sibling rivalry, or, a mother and a father are at odds with each other, and so now the mother is like, well, if he ain't giving me no child support, he can't see the kids, type of thing. Or he want to go be with someone else, so now he can't be with the kid. Well, if you can't be with me, you don't need to see your kids, type of thing. Like, that craziness that be going on. That's anyway. Let me move on, because that's a very touchy subject, and everybody knows that. Whether you have children or not, just being in that situation, whether you are the one who's being denied the connection, whether you're the mother or the father being denied the connection, or whether you're the other family member being denied the connection, it's rough. But, that's what has to be considered in situations where adults separate, okay? So what's the outcome here? What are we looking at as far as the outcome? What's the outcome for my water signs? Thank you. We have play hard, find time to laugh, goof off, and enjoy each other. So what I feel like here is when we talk about each other, it doesn't necessarily mean you and this person that you've put up a boundary up, or they put a boundary up against you, need to laugh and enjoy each other. I feel like what this is the situation is very tense, and it's important that, maybe you find an outlet where you can really unleash and have some fun and goof off and relax. Or what could be going on is maybe you guys agree that the boundary between you two, especially if it's a relationship and you have children together, maybe the boundary is that we are no longer intimate. But we can still get together as family members and take the kids here, or the kids have a graduation, because that's what's going on right now. So yeah, we can both go to the graduation and celebrate the beautiful thing that we brought into this world, the one beautiful thing about our union, and the accomplishments that we've been able to acquire as the child has grown. And we're able to celebrate that. So, yeah, that's a beautiful thing, right? For some of you, it's just a matter of, I need to release some steam from the situation. So let me go have some fun. Let me go figure out what I need to do to take the pressure off, the stress off, the strain off in reference to the situation that I've been in, right? So the overall energy for the read was warning, don't dismiss the red flags. So there were red flags here all along. The red flags, usually a lot of times, unless we've had enough experience with heartbreaks, a lot of times we don't even look at the red flags until the universe sits us down on our ass, right, so to speak. So, yeah, that's basically what goes down. So let's get some clarity. Let's clarify a little bit. All right, so acceptance, everything happens for a reason. What can you tell me about this for my water signs? Thank you. Yeah, we have the justice energy, major arcana of justice, Libra energy. So justice rules the 7th house. So this is about the house of partnership, the house of relationships, whether it's business, whether it's friendship, whether it's family, whether it's intimate partners. Okay, justice. I also feel, for me, strongly, justice is all about karma. It's all about balancing the scales, right? So I feel like this is what you had to do. In order for you to balance the scales, it was to accept the reality of the situation. You see, this person is holding a sword. So the swords represent thoughts, okay? It represents clarity as well. Seeing things for what they really are, accepting the truth in the matter, dealing with the reality of a situation that maybe something needs to be cut off, because that's what swords do, they cut, right? So I feel like, that is what you had to accept. The thought that, things happen for a reason. Some of you are accepting the fact that you and your person were brought together for the purpose of having this child or having these children. That may be what your purpose of your connection was. Not everybody, when you look at things from a spiritual perspective and not look at it from a 3D perspective, not everybody is brought together to be in a relationship. A lot of people are brought together to bring children into the world. And then once that, because you could have been karmic partners. Karmic partners are people who were brought into your life to teach you a lesson. Everybody's a karmic in somebody's life at some point in their life. And everybody deals with a karmic in their life at some point in their life. We are not all karmics to everybody. Okay? And everybody that we meet is not a karmic to us unless we are not learning the lesson. And then the universe will keep introducing the people until you do. But it does not mean that these karmics are necessarily all bad people. Yeah, some of these readers, they'll, the karmic is the devil, it's the demon, and things like that. But the thing is that a karmic will only get to that point where it's like demonish because you allow it. Because you did not pay attention to the red flag. Stop and think about it. If you, in a relationship that failed, right? If you look back at it in retrospect, you could see that there were some red flags you may have ignored for whatever reason, because maybe you really wanted the relationship. Maybe you were just, engulfed in lust and you just couldn't fight this person. You couldn't fight the chemistry between you two. Or maybe it was like you just really, really, really wanted it to work. So you're like, oh, relationships, they have ups and downs. So I'm going to stick it out. That could have been the case, right? But the thing is that at some point you had to accept the fact that I ignored red flags. I saw things, I ignored it. It's because I really wanted it, but the reality is that it didn't work out. So when do you say enough's enough? When do you let go? That depends on you, and that depends on when you feel like, the universe has set you down and said, okay, that's that, right? So what's integrity? Does this situation align with your morals and values? That's the challenge. Somebody had to really sit down and think about this. Yeah, 6 of Swords, listening to your ancestors. Your ancestors were definitely talking to you, and some of you really started listening. This is my ancestor card, just like I know a lot of other people associate that with this. But yes, this is your ancestors telling you it's time for you to move away from this situation. It does not align with your morals and values. Absolutely not. And so as a result, your ancestors and spirit guides, guardian angels said boundaries are needed right now. So let's talk about these boundaries. What do we need to know about these boundaries? That's one too many cards. What do we need to know about these boundaries? Thank you. So we have the world. Yeah, see? A cycle has completed. This was karmic. The world card. So for some of you, actually physically moving away to another state, another city, another country, okay, out of the house. It doesn't even have to, you could have moved down the block. You could have moved next door, okay? But it looks like a lot of you actually physically moved. But for some of you, it was just about wrapping up, like I said, a karmic cycle, okay? Wrapping up a karmic cycle. Again, so this alludes to the fact that for some of you, you were meant to come together to bring these beautiful babies in the world. That was the purpose of you coming together. Clarify that, please. Thank you. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. Yes. So for some of you, it's accepting the fact that that was, I mean, damn, I'm glad. I don't want to say I'm glad, but this just reiterated what I was just saying. The Six of Wands in reverse is about accepting the fact that, you know what, we couldn't make it as a couple, you know, but the beautiful thing is that we have these beautiful children, you know, that came out of the connection. Now, the outcome is play hard, find time to goof off, and enjoy each other. Let's see what's going on here. What do my water signs need to know about that? Thank you. So we have the King of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy. This is about taking action. Kings to me are about taking action. Again, I feel more of the similar energy I was feeling with the Justice energy, because the Justice symbol had the sword in their hand. This is all about accepting the reality of a situation, getting clarity on a situation, being able to understand it, because if you don't see things clearly, you're not going to be able to understand. So you have to see it clearly first. You have to see the situation for what it is, and that's what the acceptance is all about. So once you see it for what it is, then it's like, okay, you know, it could be that the goofing off that was going on between you two had to be cut short, because maybe that's all it was goofing off. It wasn't a serious relationship. Some of you could have just been in a situationship that was just going on for a very long period of time. Didn't necessarily have to be long. Could have been that you met this person and 3 months later you got pregnant, and, you know, you guys tried to work it out another 3 months later and it just didn't, and you had to accept it. It could have been something short and simple like that, where there was never really a, okay, you and I are going to be in an exclusive connection, where that was actually verbalized. Okay? So a lot of you, that could be the situation here. There was no actual, you're my man, I'm your girl, we're not dealing with anyone else, we're exclusive. There may not have been that communication. Okay? And I get that strongly, because we have to play hard, meaning that, you know, the actions that were taken were to end that, you know, because there was a lot of playing around, goofing off, not being serious with one another. This tells me that, you know, maybe somebody wasn't ready to settle down. Okay, somebody didn't want to be in a relationship. Somebody still wanted to play around, and so as a result, the situation had to be cut short. So that's what I'm getting with that. So let's get. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do? Let's get some advice. So messages of advice for the water signs. Where are we at? Okay. Message of advice for the water signs. What do they need to know? Moving forward, what do they need to know? Ooh, I bent one of my cards. Okay. What do they need to know? Okay, here, round and round. Came out in reverse. All right, you hear the siren. Okay. Round and round in reverse. That means bringing an end to this cycle, which is clarified with boundaries, setting up boundaries. So this is just reiterating this point here, right? So going round and around in this cycle, you hear the siren. So 2 + 5 is 7. The number 7 is the Chariot energy. The Chariot energy in reverse, because this card came out in reverse. So what does that mean when the Chariot energy is in reverse? That means emotionally, because Chariot is ruled by Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So we're dealing with our emotions, our feelings, our intuitive energies, our creative imagination, but specifically our emotions and feelings with the moon. So with the Chariot in reverse, this means that you weren't able to connect emotionally. is what I'm feeling here. You guys were on a different page. You were not able to get past the emotional turmoil that occurred between you two, because if you would have been able to do so, the chariot energy would not be in reverse. It would be upright, and you guys would continue with the cycle. But the cycle has come to an end, okay? As the universe and your ancestors and spirit guides wanted it to. What else do we need to know? What else do my water signs need to know? Thank you. 2 more cards here. So we have go to the sea. It came out in reverse. This is my go with the flow card, right? This is you just sitting here like, okay, well, we're going to just go with the flow. We're going to sit in the, there's no paddles or anything like that. No paddles. So you're just going with whatever the current is doing. So if the current brings you more east for the next 2 hours, then that's the way you float. If it turns around and brings you back west for another hour and a half, then that's the way you float. You're not particularly going in any direction at all. It's based on whatever the current is doing. So that's just going with the flow, right? To the sea. It came out in reverse. Again, the number 7 major arcana is what? Okay, we got 2 7s here. 5 plus 2 is 7. Here we got the number 7. This came out in reverse. So again, we're dealing with emotions and feelings. We're dealing with the water. You know what pulls the tides, right? The moon pulls the tides, and we got the number 7 major arcana, which is the chariot energy, which is ruled by Cancer, which is therefore ruled by the moon. So the moon pulls the currents. So you guys were not able to flow with the current. The current wasn't going in the right direction. You were going one way, this person was going another. You guys could not emotionally connect. Okay, it could have been that someone was just not ready, or that there's some issues that somebody may have had and they just couldn't get into it or didn't want to. Some of you are really overanalyzing and thinking about the situation and trying to figure out why. I think that's part of what allowed you to come to the acceptance of it. You really sat down and you thought about it. You put your thinking cap on and you're like, okay, well, what is this? What's going on, right? We have 2 4s here, right? So that's the number 4-4. So you may want to take a look and see what master number 4-4 would mean for you. I don't know those numbers off the top of my head. I apologize. I don't break down master numbers. I leave them as is. Master numbers are numbers that are double, okay? So with that being said here, this is, you thinking about the situation like, damn, it is what it is type of energy. That's what I'm feeling like when I look at this card. It's just like having to accept what went down, using the sword energy here with the justice as acceptance and the King of Swords. Somebody was a player, somebody played, they were very immature, and so they weren't ready emotionally. So it had to be cut off. All right, so that's what went down. So that's what I'm showing here. So I feel the energy of calm, though. When I'm doing this reading, I don't feel anger. I don't feel resentment. I don't feel hostility. I don't feel that somebody's still holding on emotionally. I feel a strong energy of, what? I'm at peace with this. And if you're not right now, just know that you will get to that point where you will be at peace with the situation and you'll be able to co-parent effectively. Okay, because you know that the relationship in reverse is not going to go the distance. This is what came out underneath the deck. Go the distance in reverse. Okay, 4 plus 7 is number 11. The number 11 is the justice energy. We had that here, right, with the acceptance. But the thing is it came out in reverse. So if justice was in reverse, then this would be you not accepting the reality of the situation. Right? You not being able to accept that things happen for a reason. That, this connection didn't work out because basically someone was not emotionally mature enough to want to be in a connection, or they were not emotionally mature enough to communicate what it was that they truly wanted, or they refused to communicate what they wanted. And it had a lot to do with them either not wanting to be emotionally available or not being able to be emotionally available. Okay, so that's what I got from my water signs. I hope that this was something that could bring someone clarity or peace of mind if you're in the midst of turmoil about this situation. Just know that it will get to a point where you'll be able to accept things. It's just, it may be hard to do so, but after thinking about it and looking at the reality of the situation, hopefully that will, put you in a place where you'll be able to be a little bit more at peace with the fact that things are not working out or things have not worked out with you and this person. So with that being said, I love you guys. If this resonated, please click the like button. If you want to leave a message as to how it resonated, please feel free to do so, but leave the messages only to if it resonated. No disrespect to anybody in the comments is allowed. No sign bashing, because that comment is going to be deleted. I'll give you one time to do it. If you do it again, I'm going to block you. All right. You know, I don't want to block anybody. I don't, because I really appreciate the feedback, but at the same time, I can't have disrespect, you know, going on in the 8th house community. We can't have that. That's not right. All right. People are going through shit right now, and people need to be able to say, yeah, that resonated with me, or yeah, that resonated with someone I know. And I appreciate all the comments that you guys send me. And I just want to thank you guys for all the love and support. And you guys are truly amazing. And keep fighting. Keep fighting. Fight for what you believe. Fight for what is right. But just make sure that you're listening to you, not what's going on to outside, what other people have to say. Listen to what's going on with you. And if you can't get clear with you, have a talk with your ancestors, your spirit guides, your guardian angels. Ask them for the clarity that you need so that you can make the best decision for you and your children. All right. I love you guys. And you know I want the best for you. You know I'm rocking for you. I love you, water signs. I'll see you in the next reading. Peace out.